Hello, Zach here once again with another trigger tutorial. Now I'm really sorry if you can hear that in the background. That's actually the fire alarm going off. It's not stopped going off for about 6 hours because our accommodation is absolutely terrible and we can't turn it off. So anyhow, I'll get on with it and hope that it's not too much of a problem and start today's lesson in a sense. Could we call it a lesson? Tutorial, I think. Tutorial. Okay, in this tutorial we're going to cover object in area. So for instance, if an object goes in a certain area on the map, we want an effect to happen, and we can do that fairly simply. First of all, I'm just going to create a little enclosure, and that way we can say, oops, I'm really sorry, I'm a bit, using a trackpad, it's not easy to do. Just get some grass up here, and do just no dirt, that would do. So a little passageway through there. So if an object is in this area here, we want an effect to happen. And we can do that fairly simply by using the object in area condition. So I'm just going to create a new trigger here and call it objects in area. And I'm not going to make this one loop, we just want one thing to happen. We click create condition down here and choose objects in area on the drop down or pull up menu in here. Okay, and very similar to most of the other conditions, you select the source player. So for instance, if I select player 1 here, if a player 2 unit goes into this little enclosure, the effect won't happen. It only happens if a player 1 unit goes in. And as before, we can also select which object it actually applies to. If you don't select one, it applies to all objects that player 1 sends into this area. You can click select area, and as before, if we click on the map, it only actually selects one square. What you can actually do when you're setting an area, you can actually click and drag the area like this, and it creates a square or a rectangle or an oblong, depending on how specific you want to be, and then you just let go and do that. So that now means that anyone in that area is going to cause the effect to happen in this trigger. We can also set the quantity of objects. So you might have seen in the Rock Spring Revolution videos where it said you must bring 15 men to the center of the town in order to liberate it. You can write in here in the quantity box, you can't see it, but I'm going to write 15. Actually, no, I'm going to write 5. So when 5 units are in this area, the effect is going to happen. We set a new effect now, and if we put, for instance, let's choose one, display, no, I can't even find it on the list. Send chat I'm looking for. There it is at the top. So you can send a chat message to player 1. You have 5 objects in this area. Full stop. And I'll cover the send chat function or effect in more detail later on. But for now, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm also going to place a few units down here so that we can actually move them into this area. And there's 5 units right there. So now I'm going to test this. And if we come down here, oh, we're going to have these crossbowmen creating still. I need to turn them off. Okay, so let's move these units into this area here. And there's 1.
Yay. Yes.
There's 2.
Ready.
There's 3. And I'm just going to move the rest in.
Yes.
Like so. Into this little pen. And there we go. It says you have 5 objects in this area. So as you can see, that's basically how you use the objects in area. You can also select one individual square, or you can even select half the map if you wanted to. That's really up to you and how you want to use it in your scenario. Hopefully that's been a useful little tutorial for you. I've been Zach, and I will see you next time.